my kids and I are on a walk, so we're gonna do this one out in the woods. And here's my horse. So here's something that happens a lot when the horse, let's say you're riding well and the horse gets a little bit humped up or drops onto a shoulder or speeds up a little too much. Basically things are not going well. And when that happens, what a lot of people tend to do is pull forward their upper body, pull their hands back, and lighten their seat. So you get into like a fetal mode. When you get into a fetal mode, there becomes a discrepancy between your seat bones and the horse's back. So let's say this is the horse's back, and you get into your fetal mode. What you tend to do is bring your thighs together, kind of close them up, and I'm exaggerating so you can see, but that brings my center of gravity upward and forward. So that brings my seat bones off the horse's back, and it brings my hands and my chest in opposition in an attempt to get control. Now this is like an instinctive attempt to get control, but it doesn't work when we're on a horse. So if I am on my horse and I do this, what I end up actually doing is coming more onto the horse's shoulders, bringing my center of gravity forward and onto the horse's shoulders, where the weight now gets lighter in the horse's hips. So everything is coming onto the horse. The horse can then throw their neck down, and if they've had a lot of leverage, if they had the intent to buck or something, then at this point my upper body is really easy to pull forward and I could easily be pitched forward. If I'm pulling the rein this way, all they have to do is pull their neck down and poof, I'm done, right? But at the very least, it scares a lot of horses. It takes them off balance. It tightens around their sides. And so a horse from an instinctive perspective feels that tightening around their ribs and is going to become much more scared and much more prone to running off. So what we need to actually do is to do the opposite, which is really hard, takes a lot of training, is drop the thigh, bring the upper body back, and bend the elbow. So when we feel the weight of the horse tip forward, we actually need to counterbalance by straightening the back, dropping the center of gravity, and lengthening the thigh. This is my fetal position. What I actually need to do is drop my elbow, drop my thigh, and put my weight down into my seat bones. Trying to make my seat bones and my horse's back level so there's no discrepancy between my seat. So like, let's say the horse is really bronking, then I'd end up bouncing up against the horse's back, when what I want to do is get into the movement and control it. And that's a little bit too much to explain in one video, but essentially your seat can recalibrate the horse's balance at that point. When you're in a position of balance, if you don't go fetal mode, you control your positioning, you become stable, you can actually lift the horse up in front of you again by bringing a counterweight to the horse's back and haunches. You can flex the horse's hind leg by the way you're sitting, and you can relax and guide the rhythm. So your seat, when you're in a balance that's stable and controlled, you can control the tempo, you can control the rhythm, and you can create the feel of swing back in their body. So we call that the big kids one rein stop, right? The rudimentary one rein stop is to pull the horse's head around, but the big kids one rein stop, when you know how to use your seat, is to sit into the motion, guide it back into a swing, and recalibrate the balance by the way you sit. So long story short, this will get you bucked off or tossed. This helps you restabilize, and at the very least rebalance yourself so that you don't have to fall off, and maybe you can just safely bring the horse to a stop and get off, or you can take it a step above and you can balance the horse and go back on about your life. And what this does long term is it teaches the horse that your seat gives them a balance. Your seat is their safety net. Your seat helps them get stable, and they look forward to you with your seat. So when they get upset, when they get nervous, when they get rushy, they find the balance of you and they come to you. Rather than them pulling you to them, you bring them to you. And that's the whole goal, is when stuff gets out of hand, lead by example. Here's where the center is, come and find me. That takes a lot of training, takes a lot of practice, but it is totally possible.